we show this last interview. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our third segment of the 2010 Candidate Open Forum. I am Sky Woodfin, and up here we have the vice presidential candidates for 2010 of legislation. Starting from my right, going to the left. Please introduce yourselves.
What's up, everybody? My name is Anthony Decker, running for Vice President of Legislation. I'm a General Studies major.
Good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Humberson. I am, of course, running for Vice President of Legislation, and I'm a chemistry major.
Hello, everyone. I'm DeAngelo LaVette, third year of studies. I'm a psych major / pre-med major.
As mentioned before, if you do have a question, please line up along the wall here, and I will assist you. My question is to all three of you. What kind of goals have you set for Senate next year? Starting from my left, going to the right.
Okay. Basically, for next year, one little thing I want to put out there, things like awareness, things like, getting the word out to the students. In my opinion, those are necessities of the job. Those are already job requirements. Basically, I want to start doing more about talking about issues, resolutions, changes. I find that's expected to have to do things like fly or try to get to know the students, hear the students more. Those things, I already expect to be having to do all that in the first place. So I just want to start doing, really doing something about what you hear, and resolutions change issues, major issues. So.
All right, so first off, of course, everyone's going to say, well, we need to learn what the students want, of course. That's our jobs. We need to learn what the students want, but more importantly, once we know what the students want, we need to find out how to give it to them, okay? So once we talk to students, once we not only go out there, ask them what they want, once we take the feedback that they give us, okay, look for what most of the student body wants, not the one or two people who happen to wander into our office. Those people are important, don't get me wrong, but we're missing so much of the student body. So we need to find out what they want, and then, once we know what they want, how to give it to them. Oh.
Three things I want to do with the Senate next year. One, get a full and consistent Senate. Two, get awareness of funding opportunity that most students don't know that it's available for them. We starting from even SOAR when freshmen come in to make sure it's advertised that they have funding there for all types of endeavors that they want to travel, if they want to get involved in student groups. And three, continue with the goals of the administration of this year. One of the biggest things that we just underwent is the ratification of our Constitution, and it's going to take a group of people to understand that the goals and visions that was set at this administration to carry it out and finish the process for the next administration.
Question from the floor.
I wanted to know what qualifies you for this position, and my second part of my question is, what would you do if you were up against someone in Senate, since you're the president of the Senate? What would you do if someone who opposes you all the time wanted to speak? What would you do?
Basically, for me, what qualifies me is experience. I've been up in student government for 3 to 4 years now. I served 3 years on the election board. I was a chairman. I work as an executive assistant. Right now, the main thing is I'm the current Senate pro temp, which means basically I've already had a year in training. I'm ready for this job. I could take it over today if I needed to. Second part of the question was, what if someone, was always opposing me, something like that? I do exactly what I do with every single other senator. You've got to give them the opportunity to hear their voice, speak about what they have. Being in this position, you can't put too much of your personal opinion into anything. You've got to remain, in a way, motionless. You've got to be completely neutral. This position doesn't have a vote, but I'd want to seek all the true votes from, everyone equally. So.
All right, so in regards to your first question, why I believe I'm qualified, in short, because I actually care. specifically, I'm going to kind of lean on you back there, Mr. Motter. Um, you didn't really come up here and talk about, your vast experience in student government or anything like that, but I think you'll all agree he came across as confident, competent, and heck, I like him. And that's exactly my point, okay? He hasn't had years of experience in student government. He doesn't need years of experience in student government, okay? You don't need to have spent your entire academic career in student government to be able to perform the job effectively. What you need is to be committed and passionate. Now, in regards to your second question about opposition and opposing viewpoints, that is beautiful. Opposing viewpoints are what help me grow, okay? I need opposition. I want people to disagree with me because that's how I get better. The more disagreement we can talk through in Senate, the more likely the conclusion is to accurately
Next candidate,
reflect-
please.
Certainly.
To address the first part of your question, currently I've been involved in student government for 3 years. First year on Student Activities Board, second 2 years in the Student Senate. Currently I serve as the chair of the Legislative Affairs Committee, which through my committee we do all internal documentations and revisions and review policies of every part of the organization. Right now we just went through the entire Constitution and did a ratification of the entire Constitution for the student government as a whole. Second part of your question about what would I do if someone was oppose my opposition. From my standpoint of view, as president of legislature, is not to have an opinion about the more of the topic because that is the senator's job to legislate over the topic at hand. And long as everyone's given a fair chance to talk as everyone else, then it's okay. And my job is to vote and make an informed decision at the end in the event of a tie and make sure it's the best overall decision for the students.